Assalamualaikum and good day all. Today I would like to explain about what we will do in tutorial 2 in this semester. As I investigate from your knowledge in the test and also from the uh, assignment, maybe next assignment. So what I found you very weak in the system of refrigeration system by plotting within P and H, pressure and enthalpy. So I found some, maybe most of the students still can understand how to plot it within the P, H. This is actually a basic of knowledge in the refrigeration system. You should be expert in the system. So I would like to more detail in this topic because I worry about you still can understand in detail the whole thing. So actually, this system already we learn in deep in the fifth laboratory experiment. Yeah. So even though we already learned in this laboratory work. So I would like to more learn about this topic. Yeah? So as we know, the flow of refrigeration is from the high to the low, and then the cycle will be returned back from low to high and then high to low again. So this process cannot do by naturally, should be processed by forced by the device. So we can do uh, one cycle by the refrigeration system. So see now we have four at least component inside of the refrigeration system. So each device have one function to make one cycle of refrigeration system. So as we know, we need the medium liquid to transfer the heat inside and to the environment. So in this case, we have two condition environment. In indoor condition, we will condition the temperature, right? And to the outside, we will rejected the temperature. So what we can get from the basic of refrigeration, we can get the COP of refrigerant itself. And in the same time, we have also heat pump inside. One component, as we know, a compressor. We calculate the performance by the uh, QH over to work net. Okay, in my mind. So actually, I would like to explain how to get the data from the experiment in the fifth laboratory work. So as we know, we try to run the uh, experiment and then we collect the data. What we can collect data, pressure initial, as we can get from the computing system in the experimental, and then P2, and then T1, T2, T4, T3, T7, T8, T9, T uh, 10. So from this uh, plotting, data collected, we can plot the pH, pH condition. So we should be denote identify which temperature is from the condenser, which uh, temperature before come to the condenser, and then which temperature consider before to the pump and after the pump. So we have 4 points to observe. So it should be now the exactly the temperature identification. Yeah? So T1 is for what, T2 is for what, T4 is for what position. So we can see here from the computing system in the fifth experimental work. Uh, so we can identify which one the T1, so which one the T2. So from the computing system, T1 is temperature, yes, here, uh, after the pump, correct? Uh, and then, sorry, T1 is before the pump, yeah? Heat pump. This one heat pump. It's mean after, before before the pump, and then T2 after the pump. So it's mean so temperature should be increased. So T4 is T2 is before come to condenser, and then the T4 after condenser. So it should be identified. So this one from this condition, actually this number is not matched within the table in from the computing system. It's not matched, I know, but I just want to explain what the function of T1 in the computing system. So don't follow the number, but follow the identification of the parameter inside. So from there, we can plot the pH curve. So from this one, we can identify which one the T1, T2, T4, and we close by the T4, T6 here. In this case, T6, but actually we can known as T7. So then we can calculate the COPR and COPH from HP from the formula. Or as we know, the formula mentioned about the enthalpy. Should be found the enthalpy. So how to define the enthalpy? The enthalpy should be mentioned for refrigeration type. So what temperature, and then we can plot the H enthalpy. So from the temperature. So should be mentioned first by temperature. So H1 get from the T1, H2 from T2, and H3 from T3, and the H4 from the T4. So in this case, H3 and the H4 is equal. So we can calculate the COP, both COPR and COPHP. Okay, and then we can plot using the pH curve. So which one the position from the H? So H1, which one? This one H1, and then we go to H2, and then the H3 equal to H4. Okay, you can see because H is constant. Yeah? So that's why H3 equal to H4. So please check the ULearn what tutorial to solve. So I want everyone can answer the question. So we can discuss with your friends. So I give you 1 week to complete to submit the tutorial task. Please, because this one is I consider as the attendance. Yeah, that's all presentation for tutorial 2. Please check your ULearn to get the question and submit there inside the ULearn also. I give you 1 week. Yeah. Okay, thank you. That's all. Assalamualaikum and good day all.